Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, Four Judgments Against Them. Four Judgments Against Them. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Call halal Yimla Alahayinawa Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Back with another lesson. And something that's on my spirit, a quick hit, but like the title reads, four judgments against them. And I seen this on the news earlier, and it sparked a lesson. But it's a cougar attacked a woman out there in the Seattle, the Washington area, and the Lord told you that He was going to use the teeth of wild beast. The Lord gonna put the spirit. He gonna use these animals in the end here for vengeance. For judgment. You see, because in this time of Jacob's trouble, there's not gonna be no power or no electricity. There's gonna be a lot of darkness. Because this is one of the plagues that the Lord sent on the first Egypt. He's going to do this again here in this second Egypt here in America. He's going to send darkness on this place, man. And we know society is going to collapse. There's not going to be calling a animal unit or the animal shelter or the sheriff, the police, the squad units and things like that. You're not going to have no help, and you're going to have wild animals out here loose. You got a lot of zoos, especially here in California. You got a lot of zoos, different animal species and stuff like that, and then right along with no electricity, no power, and they're already telling you there's more and more wildlife coming into the cities, the urban areas, because there's no food out in their habitats, especially out here in California. A lot of the lakes, the rivers, ponds and stuff like that are dried up. These wildlife experts are telling you that you can expect more and more wildlife to come into the inner cities. And then right along that with the violence, the chaos, the power outages, the food shortages. This is all a recipe for disaster, but this is all through the power and the spirit of the Lord. But this is how this is one of the judgments that the Lord is going to send. Let me go here. I'm going to read this quick article. I'm going to read a little bit of this article just to get the meat off the bones. But judgment, man, there's some horrifying, terrible judgment coming. The Lord gonna use these animals on a lot of you jakes, man, and onto you other nations, you other people. He's going to use these wild animals to kill you. See? Let me go here. Judgment. It says, and this is off KUOW. This is off article in the Seattle, Washington area. But it says a cougar attacked them. A cougar attacked them. They fought back for 45 harrowing minutes. A whole hour they were trying to fight off a cougar. And a cougar is like one of the, if not the fastest animal in the world. A puma, a cougar. And has the strongest bite. Quote me if I'm wrong. But the puma, the cougar, is the fastest animal in the world, and it has the most powerful bite. Quote me if I'm wrong. But it says they're deadly. It says 5 competitive cyclists. So these were women riding their bikes. It says women in their 50s. See, and there's a judgment going on to you women. There's a lot of women that's being put to death in this end time. See, it says 5 competitive cyclists, women in their 50s and 60s, because the Lord told you, tremble ye women in these last days, roughly paraphrasing it. You know, trouble is coming for you because of the arrogancy, the pride, the, you know, and ultimately you Israelite women, a good majority of our women are hard-headed. So the Lord there's judgment being prepared. But it says for you, for starting with the Israelite women and on down to the other nation women. See, pride. It says 5 competitive cyclists, women, they're in their 50s and 60s, met at the Tokul Creek Trail north of Sonokalami. Quote me if I read it wrong. At the Yellow Gate before riding into the deep forest. See, it says they went to the deep forest riding bikes. It says, you know, exercising. It says the woman took a group selfie. They had no premonition that 19 miles in, a young male cougar, see, a young male cougar would attack one of them, and that they'd spend 45 minutes in a battle for their lives. And those male cougars get up to, I think, what is it, 225 pounds? A male puma cougar, quote me if I'm wrong, they get up to about 225 pounds, or even to 250, I want to say. 7 feet long. You know, they're vicious, man. It says, but it says they were in a battle for their lives. It says the first cougar, presumably the mother or sibling, ran off. So it was a kind of a family, ran off. It says, but the younger one paused and then lunged at Carrie Berger, 60, who was biking a few paces ahead of him. See? It says, looking to my right, I saw the cougar's face. Berger said, it was just a split second, and he tackled me off my bike. One of them male cougars just leaped and lunged and knocked her right off her bike. And then, like I said, the male cougars get up to 200, they're over 200 pounds, man. That's like a real life man. It says Berger and the cougar tumbled into a shallow ditch to the side of the trail. The animal sunk in his teeth into Berger's jaw. So it knocked her off her bike. They tumbled, and he, you know, start locking onto the side of her face, her jaw, and pinned her face to the ground, or pinned her face into the dirt. It says, she said, I thought my teeth were coming loose and I was gonna swallow my teeth. She said, I could feel the bones crushing. So that, like I said, quote me if I'm wrong, but them cougars have like the most vicious, strongest bite. You see? I could feel the bones crushing. I could feel it tearing back. It says the cougar ripped an earring out of her ear while maintaining a vice grip on her. It says, she said, I felt like it was suffocating me. She said, I could taste the blood in my mouth. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. See? And she lucky she didn't get put to death, but this is you know, this is part of you know, the judgment, to get right, to let you know that the Lord, you have to fear the Lord, man. You have to fear the Lord. This is the whole thing. The beginning of wisdom and knowledge is to fear the Lord. You have to fear YAHAWAH, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. Like he told you, man, those that don't fear or seek the Lord, those who are not seeking the Lord God of Israel, you're going to be put to death horribly, man. See? So this is judgment that's coming. The Lord about to use these wild animals out here to for vengeance on you wicked individuals. Let me go here. Jeremiah, I just got a couple and I'll close out. Jeremiah 15. This is why this is the time to be seeking the Lord and getting your spirit right, man, and quit your wickedness, because the Lord, it ain't gonna be no escape out of this judgment that the Lord is sending. And he said he gonna send 4 judgments. 4 judgments. It says Jeremiah 15:1. Jeremiah 15:1. It says, then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. See, because in times past, you know, even going back to the wilderness with Moses, the Israelites, our people, man, our forefathers, the Lord delivered our forefathers out of slavery, out of bondage, out of the first Egypt, brought us into the wilderness and clothed us and fed us, and they still rebelled against the Lord. And the Lord, you know, Moses was begging the Lord not to send judgment. So here it is in the second Egypt. The Lord, this is a grace period. You got Jake doing good, but they still ignore the Lord. They still ignore him. They gonna do what Jake said in this second Egypt, they gonna do what they want to do. It don't matter how much they hear the word. So what did the Lord say? He said, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight. Away with them. It says, and let them go forth. Now we know in this end time, the Lord is dealing with the elect. The Lord has an elect out of his people, a remnant, the chosen, starting with the prophets, the teachers, the men out of his people. You know, that's going to be protected and that's going to be guided in this end time. Because the Lord tell you in Job, what is that, the 5th chapter, that you shall be in league with the beast of the field, and that you're going to be protected, man. They're going to be in peace with you. Because like I said, you're going to have wild animals out here running loose. No electricity, no power, you know, all the violence and chaos that's going on in the streets, martial law, famine. It's going to be a concrete jungle out here, man. You know, and ain't going to be no flash, no street lights or nothing like that. You're going to have wolves and apes and gorillas, these zoo animals that get loose. Oh yeah, the Lord is going, yeah, all of this is coming. All of this is coming. It says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, such as are for death to the death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, the war that's coming, the violence, and such are as for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. Three, this is the point. This is the point. 3, it says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds of judgment, destroyers. These are the 4 judgments that the Lord is sending out in this end time to the wicked, starting with 2/3 of his own people and on down to you other nations. There's judgment. You will not escape these judgments. It says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds. It says, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay. You're going to have the ICBM missiles that are ultimately coming. That's going to be the ultimate judgment. Those ICBM nuclear missiles that are coming, those warheads, right along with the violence, the civil war, you know, the chaos that's coming into the cities. You know, a lot of you are going to die by the violence, man. And ultimately, those in the fire, the nuclear destruction that's coming. See, that's going to be one of them. It says, and the dogs to tear. You're going to have these animals out here. You got pit bulls and Rottweilers and German shepherds and stuff like that, these different dogs. And I'm starting to see, I seen something on the news a while ago, how these dog owners are just dropping these dogs off and letting them go because they can't feed them. And so you're starting to see an increase of dogs into these inner cities with no owner, no nothing. Right along with coyotes and foxes and stuff like that. The Lord gonna use these animals for vengeance. It says the sword to slay and the dogs to tear. It says, and the fowls of the heavens, these birds. You're gonna have owls. You're gonna have eagles. You're gonna have vultures, and you're gonna have all these different birds out here, man. They're gonna start attacking people because the Lord gonna put the spirit. He gonna put his spirit out there, man, for vengeance. It says, and the fowls of the heaven. See? It says, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. So you're gonna have the violence, ultimately the war that a lot of people are gonna die by, man. They're gonna die in this civil war, the world war, the nuclear missiles that are coming. That's gonna be one. Two, you're gonna have the pestilence, the diseases that are coming. They're gonna be uncurable diseases. You're not gonna be able to drink no medicine. You're not gonna be able to take no pills or nothing like that to cure the diseases, the pestilence that are coming. That's gonna be two. Three, you're gonna have the animals that the Lord is gonna send on people, man. The birds, you heard it, the bird, the fowls of the heavens, the birds, the lions, the tigers, the gorillas, foxes, wolves. I just read to you the article with the cougar attacking that woman. They're coming. The Lord is going to use these animals, all these animals, for vengeance on people, on the wicked. And then last of them is going to be the famine. There's going to be no food out here. Cannibalism. A lot of people are going to die of starvation. So you're going to have you're going to die through the war. You're going to have the pestilence, the diseases. You're going to have these wild animals, and then you're going to have a famine. Those are the four judgments that the Lord is sending. If you are not a part of the elect out of his, the chosen, the remnant out of his people, you're going to die by one of them four judgments. Shalom.